Yo, what is happening, everyone? Welcome to the Positive Poison side of YouTube. I wanted to start off today with the episode 1 of 3, which is the Who, What, and Why series, if you really want to call it that. But today with who I am. Who am I? Who am I? I am the guardian of lost souls. I am the powerful, the pleasurable, the indestructible Mushu. Now, obviously, I'm not Mushu. I'm Poison Kill, and Eddie Murphy absolutely killed that role. That was such a good movie. Disney in the 90s had it to a T. But no, I wanted to kind of cover a couple of the things that kind of make me, things that I do. Obviously games, right? So kind of knock those ones out first. And as you can tell from behind me, I'm pretty boring in terms of I'm old school in a lot of ways. Actually, hold up. N64 controller, I respect the older games, even though I don't go back to them as much. I still strive for the newer ones. Halo Infinite, Gears of War 5, Cyberpunk, these games, Borderlands 3, these games have my attention. They've got my interest very peaked. But you know, there's something special about just popping in an old disc and playing it on the 360, which I have 3 of, because I'm paranoid that one of them might die and I won't be able to play the others. So I guess in terms of kinds of games, I like offline gameplay. Now, I enjoy some good online gameplay. I have some absolutely awesome memories hanging out with the bros, with the friends, the Positive Poison community, playing, Apex. We did PUBG yesterday. It was my first time in like a year and a half. I played like a game or two back then. I enjoy these online games, but there's just something special about the PvE, about the RPGs. When Fortnite, when I first heard of it, I actually heard of it as Save the World. And look how that became PvP. And I know that PvP draws most people, so I've learned to really enjoy PvP because it's a way to chill with my friends. But give me an Elder Scrolls. I don't care if it's Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. Give it to me. I like to take on the computer. I like to put the computer to 11 and just see if I can get it. For instance, Halo. I always loved running through the Halo games, through the campaign on Legendary, and trying to get these little, small achievements along the way, like don't fire a gun the whole time. Or heck, the lasso achievements. Oh, if you have not done a lasso achievement, you don't know what tough is. But I like that. And then RPG, I have to be careful, because here's the problem. If I turn on Skyrim, for example, being the more current example, or The Witcher 3, if I turn any of these games on, I'm gone. I'm in that game. Next thing you know, my alarm's going off to wake up for work. I haven't slept. I still have to finish one more quest, and I'm thinking, am I sick? Yeah, I'm probably sick. I shouldn't go to work. Obviously, I don't do that, but I do stay up all night sometimes playing these games because I just really get into the story, and it's like reading a book. I actually like reading books. It has this sense of what could be in this world, and there's so much freedom to explore it. And I love the exploration in games with Morrowind especially. I loved walking around Cyrodiil. Just the graphics were kind of meh, the combat was very meh, but it was big, it was vast. It was my first Xbox original game that was big. That wasn't Indiana Jones or something like that. That was more linear. It was just, you want to pickpocket this guy? Go for it. That was a really cool concept to me, and ever since that moment in my life, it stuck. I do like Pokemon, obviously. I like Pokemon a lot. Even though they're more linear, there's still that PvE concept. So, for instance, a Dead Space, or zombies in Call of Duty. In fact, RuneScape would be a good example, where there's the MMO piece of the RPG, but it is still me against the world. When I go and fight greater demons or something like that, because I have a Slayer task, it's just me against the computer. And I like that feeling. I like that experience that it offers. Plus, I've maxed too many times across too many accounts in RuneScape, both old school and RuneScape 3. I'll be honest, I've not actually played RuneScape Classic. So, does that make me a true fan? I don't know. But I'll try to pawn it off anyways. Guitar Hero is another example where I enjoy getting into the, speaking of getting to the groove of the RPG and all these things that you can explore. I really enjoy getting into Guitar Hero, where I can get into the music, feel the song, and it's no longer just about stare at the buttons and hit them. It's more just feel the music. I know that the solo is almost over, and it's going to go back to chords, and that's probably going to be, starting at green and working over. So I'm going to get off of the higher notes, slide my wrist down, go to the lower notes, and start hitting those chords again. I like that. It's a cool feeling. I like taking on the computer with a controller and just letting it go. RuneScape's a bad example of taking on the computer, because even the bosses in RuneScape, they can be mastered pretty simply compared to other games, Ninja Gaiden. But otherwise, that's a big pivotal piece of my life. There's been a lot of memories for me that have been around video games, of all sorts, board games too. Really, I say video games, but just games in general. It's been a way to bond with my family. It's been a way to get over and through mourning. It's been a way to cope. It's always been there for me. It's always been there for my friends, and that brought us closer. In fact, my brother-in-laws, my best friends today, we kind of bonded over games. I remember the first conversation I ever had with my best friend was actually both of my best friends. So to kind of segue into the next section too, the first one was Lord of the Rings. We talked about Lord of the Rings movies. We talked about Star Wars movies, the books, and the series spin-offs, and lightsabers, and the games. And my other one is, he's a tremendously talented musician, and I'm a wannabe musician, but I do play guitar. I also play drums, and I sing. And seeing him, hearing him sing and play the guitar, and bonding through that too, also on games. So if we weren't playing games, we were playing music. If we weren't dreaming of a band, we were listening to another band and kind of critiquing them and learning from them. So music's always been a big piece of my life. If I had to pick a top genre, it'd probably be punk, because it's fun. It's, again, predictable. I like it. It makes me happy. I like punk. And I don't care if it's a little bit of NoFX all the way up to like Sum 41, Simple Plan. You got punk, you got pop punk, you got old punk with The Clash, if they're kind of considered that. I know it's kind of a shifting genre, so to speak, but I love it all. And I've put a lot of time into listening to them all. Of course, I still appreciate metal. I'll listen to a little bit of country, a little bit of everything. But for the most part, if the phone is in my hand and I have all of Spotify, Google Play, iTunes Music, whatever, Apple Music, I think it's called, right? With their like radio service, I'm probably going to go to punk, and then I'll transition into more things like Gloryhammer and Demon Hunter and stuff like that. So it kind of adjusts. But music, I really enjoy listening to music. I really especially love music that I can sing along to. And if I can't sing along to it, like for some reason it's a Cliffs of Dover, or Through the Fire and Flames, or most of it's guitar, I'm probably going I'm probably doing that along with it. So but apart from that, music and games, they're easy things to kind of listen to and do, even if you're not interacting with them. It's easy to now listen to streams, or listen to people talk about a game, or game reviews. I've always really enjoyed listening to game reviews, especially when I got into fitness. So I remember the first day I went into the gym for real. Like when I decided this is my life now. I'm going to commit to a healthy lifestyle, which was actually after my mother passed. That mortality clicked in my brain. I was like, oh wow, I need to take care of my body. Once that happened, I remember the first day I started off with a couple of songs. I had wired headphones. They weren't even in my shirt yet. I didn't know how to do that. Like I didn't think about it. They're constantly getting snagged on, the bar and all the different machines. And so I finally tucked it in. I put it on, having the music pause for that. I thought, I'm just going to listen to something. So I put on YouTube, and I just listened to a game review. It wasn't the newest version, but it was like an old version of some retrospective of Majora's Mask, I think. And 45 minutes later, I'm finished up my workout. The video's ending. I had a great time. I learned about the game. I had a good time listening to the game music, and somebody kind of narrate on it and talk about its challenges and being developed, and the different concepts behind the story. And it was just really cool to be involved in the game with something that I was making a decision in my life. So I was taking something I was comfortable with and that I loved, and I carried it with me into the gym, which was new and uncomfortable for me. And now I'm here. Actually, that passion for the gym continued on in my life until I got certification to be a personal trainer, which I've done on and off for years. It was never like a job. It was more like a supplemental income thing. But you'll actually !fitness in the chat on mixer.com/poisonkill, and there's an option to ask any question you have about fitness. Just hit it. It'll take your particles. We'll take a second and pause, and whatever questions you have, diet, lifting, form, whatever you got, hit me up and we'll discuss. So, those are, I guess, the big things that make me tick. And the challenge with being this, which is a very bland, because it's very common interests as a dude in America, is to take it and be genuine. I can like these things more than the next guy or not. I can be taking these things and be better than the next guy or not. How do I take them regardless of skill and degrees of passion? Because the passion is definitely there, but how do I take it regardless of where I fall on, sort of the curve of everybody out there who's also into these things, and portray them in a genuine fashion? How do I enjoy punk rock and Guitar Hero and RuneScape and Halo and Warframe and turn these things into a community? How do I share these with you all in a way that isn't just me playing games and you just happen to tag along? How do I turn it into I'm playing games, you're playing games, we're talking about games, we're listening to music, and we're having a blast. We're making friends. We have a place to be a friend and to make friends. To make friends and be a friend. It really depends on where you kind of fall in your life and kind of where you are in that day. Regardless, we're going to be there. And I want to know, for me, that I'm creating that. And I want you to know that that's what I'm trying to create here. That's not what we're trying to create, or what I'm trying to create. That's what we are creating. So when the question comes up of who I am or who am I, the answer is Poisonkill. I am a guy with the same interests as a lot of you, and who's open to new ones. I've been introduced to a lot of new games in streaming, and I feel like I've introduced a lot of new games to other people through this. And it's been a blast. This journey so far has been absolutely amazing. I'm really so thankful for all of you. Right now, we're sitting at almost 1,100, and just looking at how big this community is getting, all the love through Discord and Twitter and Instagram when I use it, because it's a tough one for me. I can't thank you enough. So that is who I am in a super condensed nutshell. If you have any questions, obviously the comments below. Otherwise, you know what to do. Mixer.com/poisonkill. Jump on over, be a friend, make some friends, and share with us some experiences you have in games, some games you'd love to see on stream. Maybe it's a game you just would like to talk about, and maybe you're looking for someone who still plays it or used to play it. An example for me is Gauntlet Legends. Like, nobody plays that anymore, and not a lot of people remember it. But when somebody remembers it, my day has been made, because I have made a new friend to talk about a game that I loved for many years. Anyways, everybody, I appreciate you stopping by. Next in this is going to be what I do, which we kind of touched a little bit, and also on the why I do it, which we also touched about a little bit. But for the most part, this is just who I am. This is me, bald and all. Anyways, everybody, I appreciate you. I really do. I thank all of you for stopping by. I hope to see you on mixer.com/poisonkill if you get a chance. Otherwise, you know where the YouTube thing is. Also, I'll leave all the social media stuff below. So if maybe you're like, I'm not big on watching streams, but I like a community. Hey, and there's always Discord. There's always Twitter. There's always places like that where we do find ways to interact. It's not as real time, but we do interact. We keep it positive. We keep it friendly. We keep it loving. In the meantime, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you tonight, or whenever you're watching this, I will see you soon on the Mixers. This has been your daily dose of positive poison. I appreciate you. Take care.